Thanks, Glenn. Good morning, Brad.
Morning.
When you look at that Rangers film, what sort of adjustments do you feel you need to make today, or is it even adjustments? Is it just flat playing better?
Well, when you look at the tape, the one thing that stood out huge was their turnovers and rush coverage. That was a major thing that we looked at and try and clean up here, especially against a team with the jersey. They're real fast. I watched them last night play Pitt, and Pitt's a hardworking, fast team, and I felt like Jersey for 2 periods took it to them. So we're gonna have to be on our toes and be sharp in that area.
When you look at some of the rush breakdowns you had, is that bringing defensemen into the lineup? You've had a couple of injuries, some new guys in there, or is it all over the place forwards as well?
No, it's 5-man, and it's a 5-man track, and it's awareness coming in the zone, and 5-6 times we're puck watching. I mean, you look at a perfect example, just a goal when Fox goes that low seam to Lafreniere. I mean, we're 5 guys right there, and it's just, but we're called a school of fish. We're all just we're hunting the puck with our eyes, and we have no awareness around us. So that's something that we got to clean up here for tonight for sure.
Yeah, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we'll go to Brian Hedrick. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, I was wondering if you had a decision on Bean yet.
Not yet. No, I'll find out tonight.
That's tonight. I mean, if he doesn't play, or if he does, I mean, you guys are getting tested. I think we talked a little bit about it yesterday, but you guys are definitely getting tested on that blue line. Had a lot of guys in camp, and you're about down 2 or 3 or 4 guys. I mean, it's never a good thing, but as a coach, you get a chance to see some guys maybe that you wouldn't ordinarily. So
they get to play. We've talked about opportunity on the back end a lot, and I mean, right now there's tons of it, and some guys are doing fairly well. Some guys are struggling a bit, and sometimes it's just game to game. It's a real big opportunity for some of these guys to show that they belong in the league.
Yeah. I mean, I know that Yarmo makes the contractual decisions, and the players have to, that's between them. But not having Letton in here, when he went back to KHL, was that disappointing when you saw him, decide to basically, leave the organization?
Yeah, I mean, guys make decisions. We're certainly not going to dwell on it. I'm sure there's some defensemen that were down in the minors or here that are excited that there's another guy gone. It's more opportunity. So again, I don't try to get in the mind of someone. If there would have been probably some opportunity for him, but he made that decision, and we live with that. That's fine.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Mike Morale. Go ahead, Mike.
Good morning, Brad. Thanks for doing this. Brad, Cole Sillinger, and when he was during his draft year, he came as such a versatile guy that can scale the lineup. What have you seen in Cole? In these first 6-7 games that you guys have played, and why do you think he's come as advertised, and what you guys learned about him in the draft?
Yeah, well, I didn't. I mean, that's the scouts and Yarmo, and that's their department. We hear about it after the fact. We draft him, what they think, and then you form your own opinion once you set eyes on him and see him play. And I've said this several times about him, just his hockey acumen, his ability to adapt, apply. I know everybody keeps talking about his skating. Skating's fine. There's no issues getting around the ice with his skating. I don't know if people want it to look a certain way, but he has no problems getting around. Two of his biggest assets, what I like, is his competitiveness and his work ethic, and he knows that. He knows, and we've had some great conversations about self-assessment. He's spot on, and he's genuine about it. Some guys interview very well, say the right things, but don't apply it and show it through action. He's spot on. And, there's been times where, Detroit, he didn't play in the third period and wasn't his best game. Self-assessment was spot on, came back the next game and probably was one of our best forwards against the Islanders, a really good hockey team. So responded the right way, understood what he needed to do, and then he put it into action. And he's just been real impressive that way for a kid of his age. There's still a lot of room to grow. I mean, we know when we still have a decision to make. Nothing's set in stone yet here, but he's impressed me. There's a real bright future with this kid, whether it's for the rest of this year or moving forward. I think the organization is something to be real excited about.
Yeah, thanks for that. And when you watch tape of the Devils, Brad, do you see some similarities between your club and the Devils, young team, looking to make an impact, that type of thing?
Well, I'm not going to compare from what I've seen from them. And again, last night, and we have some video on them. It's just they're fast. They go. They have skill, and they're gonna challenge you with your legs, with their legs. They're gonna back off your D. They're gonna, every time they get an opportunity to get out of that D zone with pace, they're going to do it. Last night, I think within about 10, 12 minutes, they had 3 breakaways against Pittsburgh, who's a team that plays well, and they're a structured team, and they play hard and they're fast. So you better be on your toes and be able to skate with them, because they're coming.
Finally, don't know if I caught you in a good mood this morning, but is Elvis in goal tonight or?
Not tonight. Nope.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Dave Metzel. Go ahead, Dave.
Thanks, Glenn. Hey, Lars. How much of what you're looking for now is just consistency? You've had some great performances and you've had some that have not been maybe up to your standards. How much are you just trying to get consistent here in this early part of the season?
Absolutely. I think that's elite. You're gonna have tough times getting into playoffs if you win one, lose one, and don't play the right way. And we had a good meeting yesterday about what consistency, how do you find that, what it looks like, the foundation of it. And that's, we're young, but no excuses. I think, it's our job as coaches to allow them to understand how we have success, what it looks like, and to be and play consistent. And that's going to be an ongoing process here this whole year.
And if you can, what were some of the pillars of that? What are you looking for there?
I'm not going to get into everything there, Dave. Just let's stay between us.
Right. Thank you.
Okay. Next, we'll go to Mark Scheid. Go ahead, Mark.
Thanks, Glenn. Good morning, Brad. Any other lineup changes?
No, everything else is the same. We'll wait on Jake Bean. That was it.
Boquist remains out then.
Yes.
Okay. Question for you about the early schedule. You kind of had a benefit of not having like back-to-backs or a condensed schedule. When you're working on struggles the way that you are, do you find that that's a benefit, or would you rather be out playing more games?
Yeah, I don't mind some practice time early on in the season. And we got more of that coming here in the next 2 weeks, if you look at our schedule too. So, it gives us a chance to really assess after 10 games, some of our weaknesses, what we need to kind of dial in on. And I think we got after that home game against Colorado, we got 4 days there, 4 or 5. So we're going to use that time, and we're going to push, and we're going to, try and address some of the areas we need to get better at for sure. I think there's a benefit to it. Absolutely.
Okay. We'll go back to Aaron Portzline. Go ahead, Aaron.
Thanks, Glenn. Hey, Brad, when you make a healthy scratch of Chinikov, are you speaking to him daily and explaining this to him? And can you just say how he's responding to these? I know this is a guy that wants to be in the lineup, wants to make a difference like everybody. What's his response when he finds out he's not playing?
Yeah, we talk, absolutely communicate with him. I mean, he's a young man and he's trying to find his way in the league. And I'll just say this, I'm not going to get into everything, all our conversations, but when he came out, he wasn't coming out because of poor play, not at that point. And he was relayed that message, not because he's perfect, but we had just played a really solid game, and Max came back, and Max had played well. So there's certain things that go in that decision. But again, he's not going to sit on the shelf forever. He's chomping the bit to play. And I will say this also, when he had to go to the rink and skate, just with a few extras, he worked his tail off, and that's a good sign of a young man who, I don't want him to be happy that he's sitting out. I think that's great. Nobody should be high-fiving and loving not playing. You want them hungry to get back in, but they need to put the work in, and when they get in, be hungry to stay in. So again, a lot of upside with this kid, and looking forward to see what he brings here in the future.
And Brad, is it fair to say that Texier's ability to kill penalties is a big part of why he's in the lineup or staying in the lineup, maybe over?
Yeah, I'm not going to, we'll start with Tex. We'll go through every player. So I'm not going to get into why who's in and who's not out, but Tex is a good penalty killer.